Hello and welcome to PcShed, part 4 of our tech talk that we did a few weeks back. This part is going to be concentrating mainly on folding. So for those that have been following us, we have been involved in a project for Stanford University called Folding at Home. We started on the 28th of December and we kind of gone a bit crazy, very addictive. So what we've got here set up at the moment is a few servers which I am modifying and testing different graphics cards for folding. So I thought I'd give you a quick tour. So sorry for the noise, but the fans are working at full capacity. So for those that don't know what folding is, it's using your PC to do medical research for Stanford University. You download a client and you will get a work unit, and depending on your hardware that you have, the work unit gets sorted, you get allocated some points. So what we got here is firstly 3 HP Z600 servers, dual CPU, and I've modified this one and I put some larger coolers on it. These can be picked up really cheap at the moment, hence why I went a bit crazy and got quite a few. This first server is running 52 Xeons 5550s I think on this one, and that is just folding a web client, and I'm just testing a MSI card, AMD. I think this one is the 370, rebranded really of a 270, but what I've been finding out, AMD cards are not very good for folding. Below it we've got second server, and this got again 2 Xeon quad processors, and this one's got 5570. The difference between that and that is the boost is a little bit higher, and both of them got a hyper threading. So in essence what we have here is 2 servers that has 16 cores. Below it I'm testing a card that I just got a few days back. It's a NVIDIA 690 GTX. It's a dual GPU. It's an old card, but it's been running for a few days just to see what sort of points per day it achieves. Also got an old 550 Ti, but it's not worth running it. Just wanted to see what it would do. Now these cases and these servers are very cleverly designed. The only issue with it is this is the power supply. The power supply is built in within the case, and it only has like 1 6-pin PSI Express power. So what I've done on this one is used a secondary power supply to supply one of the graphics card, and then the case is supplying the power for the second graphics card. Very easy to do. In the olden days they used to use a paper clip and you just hot wire the actual ATX plug to the motherboard. So what I've done is just got myself a switch and done, sorted. This one again is another HP Z600. Now this one here, a little bit different. Excuse me. Now these motherboards, there's 3 revisions of these motherboards. Right? Revision 1 and 2 only supports 5500 series Xeons. Revision 3, which is what I have here, actually supports the 5600 series, which is the 6-core. And what we have here is 2 6-core Xeons 5650s, and that is currently just folding away on the web browser client. And it takes about 11 minutes, I think, 11-12 minutes depending on the work unit. And oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I've got quite a few servers, and I'll just use this here. That's the other machine. Right, so these are the stats for the first server, which is down here. using the CPU and 2 graphics cards, and that's generating about 189,000 points per 24 hours. So yeah, a little bit disappointed on the 690 GTX. I thought it will do better, but I'll only be running for a couple of days. It takes a few days to just get the wake unit stable and you get some exact figures, but the times is actually quite long. That one is access it remotely. So we go, minimize that. That one is this. So again, this is just running a, there we go, a Radeon MSI card 370. So you can see it recognises as 270. So it's just a rebranded. I had that card lying around, just wanted to see how it worked out, and that's currently at the moment with this wake unit, which is taking absolutely forever, 11 hours to just generate 52,000 points, and that's giving me 76,000 points. In the house I've got my main machine, which is the X99 gaming machine. That's got 2 Titans, and those usually get about 1,000,000 points per 24 hours, but on these units it's giving me really low points for whatever reason. The CPU is also folding. Where are we? Here we go. So that's a 8-core with hyper-threading, so 16 cores, and that's folding away nicely. I've got another machine, but I don't think you'll be able to see it properly here, because if I go into the remote, so these are all my machines that's currently folding. So the Z97 is a dual screen, so you might be a bit, yeah, it's a bit small, can't really see that, but let's have a look, let's see if I can I maximize that? Yeah, I can't see, but that's usually about 1,000,000 points a day. So at the moment we're tracking around 2,000,000 points per day. Let's just minimize that. So with the fans are like almost full on, temperatures are nice and cool, so I'm not worried about the graphics cards or anything like that. If I go into sure that one, nope. Oh dearie me. And if we go to here we go. This is the website that I tend to use to just keep track of how we're doing. So at the moment, so we started just over 35 days ago. We started folding for custom PC and BitTech Team as PcShed TV, and if you can see that, we're currently in 57th position, and we are generating around 2,000,000 points a day. Last night we did 2.4, that's because we added an extra card in there, and we are climbing up the ranks. We started 9,587th position, and we've been climbing up, and at the moment we're almost on the top 50. The first target was to get into the top 100, and if you can see that, it's quite blurry, sorry. Trying to do this and record at the same time. I've been in contact with Saspro, who is the folding guy for custom PC, but he's not been folding for a while, so in exactly about 6 days I'll be overtaking him. So yeah, bit of fun. Another server that's going to be running. This I picked up in a computer fair, which was a bargain. These things, when it came out fully spec'd up, were about £1,500 to £2,000. I didn't pay that. This was a steal. This is an HP Z800, and again, difference between this, it supports dual CPU Xeons, and that will be at the moment in there it's got 5670s 6 core So it's going to be a 32 core machine. It came with an old Quattro graphics card that's coming out, and we're going to rack some graphics cards in there. But the main plan is to have the graphics cards outside the case, and I don't know if I can find it. But wait a minute, here we are. I got my box of little tricks. So how I'm going to do that is by using some of these. I've not used these in a long time. What these are PSI Express risers. What you can do is just build a rig or a rack, so you can put your graphics cards with plenty of air in between, and then this gets connected to the PSI Express or PSI slot, so any slots really, and that is powered up by SATA. So what you will do is, in essence, take advantage of all those little slots. You can see that, probably see it better in here. All those little slots in there that you can't really utilize it, but by having this little gizmo, you can put your graphics card in here, and then you can plug that in there, and you can have up to, you know, 4, 5, depending on what graphics cards, how many graphics cards you want to put in. So at this moment in time, just finished changing. So these here is the basic heat sinks. Now, to be fair, I'm actually quite surprised how well they're doing. They're using Delta fans, that's why it's quite loud. But I whipped those out and I put some very, very cheap Arctic Freezer 13s. Now these are cheap, but they're very good. They dissipate about, I think it's 130 watts thermal dissipation on it, and the processor's only 95 watts each. So they're doing a cracking job. The only issue with it is, because of the case is quite narrow, is, I don't know if you can see, I won't be able to close the case, which is fine because leave it open, more airflow. I was thinking actually putting some Noctua, I think I've got them down here, Noctua U12Ps. Now these are 120mm, but they are massive, so if I was to put that in there, that will come out probably there, which will be a bit ridiculous. Right, so that is running at the moment. You probably noticed that in the corner. These, mentioned it before, these are 8800 GTXs with water blocks. The plan was to put them in a water-cooled rig, but I've noticed support for these, for the cooler cores, are not longer supported, so I don't think they're going to be great for folding anymore. So the plan is to get some GTX 970s NVIDIA cards. NVIDIA cards are superb for folding compared to AMD cards. So that is now running, that one is running, that still needs to sort out the graphics cards and heat sinks. This one I'm in the process of getting up and running, and then finally let's get this open. In here, you've probably seen some pictures that I've posted on Twitter and Facebook, but this here, oh god, got no space. Move everything out of the way. Bear with me, so I'll just put the camera down so you can actually see me. Hello. Right, so this is my final project for the folding. This is a EVGA CR2 motherboard. This is 1366 socket, so it's an old socket, but what is special about this motherboard is, for those that know Xeno processors, you can't really overclock them. There's only a few motherboards, modern motherboards, on the 2011 V3 socket that can do that, but this can. And the advantage of it is got plenty of PSI express lanes, and it's a dual Xeon, supports 5600, so straight in there already. I've got two 6-core CPUs. Now the motherboard is water cooled by EK water block, already installed, and here as well. And then the problem is these motherboards are frigging massive, and the only case that I currently have, I've got a tench bench open case, and that won't fit. So the only thing I have that might do the job is this case over here, which is the Corsair 900D. I've got other cases, but they're just too small, and everything's going to be water cooled. So the CPUs, I've been playing with different blocks. So I've got a Cryos block, but the main blocks for these is going to be EKs. Now nickel is already on it. Try to do that, but that is what's going to cool that. So I've got nickel, and I also have copper somewhere, just to see if there's any difference in temperatures. Once I know which one is the best, there we go. There we go, and that's the copper one. So I bought these used because these are quite expensive. They're around £60–70 each, brand new. I certainly didn't pay for that, didn't even pay for half price. So that is what's going to be used to water cool the processors. In regards to the cooling unit, I've got some parts already here. Going to be using a AlphaCool 480, AlphaCool 360, Phobia 240, using a SwiftTech pump, which is a dual pump. I might as well open it up, it's like Christmas. And the reason I'm using dual pump is in case one fails, the other one gets the fluid through the system. And there you go. The reservoir is going to be Phobia 250 silver, and the only thing I haven't decided yet is it's going to be soft tubing or hard piping. I never used hard piping in any of my builds. I'm quite experienced with tubing and water cooling. I even thought of maybe using some of these to make it easier, but we are going to make it as a 24/7 folding team, so I thought, what the hell, might as well just do a full custom water loop for it. So there you go. Any questions if you guys fold, you know, drop us a message. You can either email it directly at PcShed2015@gmail.com or leave a comment below on the actual video itself. It's one of those that I started this as I wanted to contribute to a project that will make a difference. Our channel's about random acts of kindness, and we'll be doing those once a month since we started last September. And if you want to join our little mission, very simply go to Folding at Home, download the client, put the folding ID as PcShed TV, and the team that we're folding for is Custom PC and BitTech, and it's team 35947. If you let us know if you are folding, I can send you a passkey, and what that will enable, after 10 units or work units you folded, with that passkey you get extra points. And if we look in a team, this is getting quite exciting, because in about 4 weeks Custom PC been chasing up a Russian team called I don't know if you can see that, TSC Russia, who at the moment they got 22 billion points, 22.5 billion, and custom PCs at 22.3, and we are scheduled to overtake them in about 4.1 weeks. As a team, we are producing around 30 million points a day, which is almost 31 million. So it's almost like 6-7 million more than the Russian team, hence why we're catching them up. After that, we are going after overclockers, but that will take quite a fair bit doing because they're at 27 billion and we're at 22. In regards to team summary, how are we doing? So there you are. So we're overall 8th in the world. For those that read magazines, Custom PC every month got a great magazine, and the last back 2 pages, it gives a bit of information on how we're doing as a team, like the top contributors. So that is one of our targets, is actually to be able to contribute sufficiently to actually be recognized on the elite tables. So there you are. We're doing this, for me, I could have very simply donated to charity, but because I've been using PCs, I'm putting to good use. Think about that. Alright, until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't, sorry about that. If you do, leave us a comment. We just try to make it a little bit different than the usual stuff that we do. So until next time, take care. Bye.